Okay, so we are ready to rock and roll. Hello, Fast Track team. Let me unmute everybody so we can say hello. Everybody say hi.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming on.
Yay.
Some people are there.
I know. So it's very fun. So it's fun for me because I don't get to see all of you. You're always in the room and I don't get to see your faces. So it's really nice to see everybody's face. Welcome. We're glad you could all be here tonight. So we have a ton of information that we want to cover tonight. But before we do that, does anybody have any wahoos, yays that they want to share that has happened in the last week? Nobody? Anybody lose a pound? Gain some lean muscle? Anything?
Well, I went to a workout class today that I have never taken before, and I have not done a workout like this in probably 9 months. And there was no spot other than front and center. And I actually was pretty darn impressed with myself that I was able to keep up. And I really do feel like it's the nutrition because obviously I haven't been doing the hardcore stuff. And because I was front and center, I felt like I had to kick it in gear. So I definitely feel like our nutrition gives us muscle support that gives us the power we need when we need it.
Awesome. I love it. Anybody else? Oh my goodness, we're giving you a chance to shine your light. All right, well, we're going to get right into it because we have a ton of information to share tonight. So hold on one second. Let me do this. And hold on, Carrie. I'm going to come back and unmute you. Where'd you go now? Okay. So excited to be with you all tonight. And this is my disclaimer right here and now. If you're on with this live or you're watching later, you're gonna be glad this is recorded because this is one you're probably gonna want to go back and watch a couple times because we are gonna give you so much information tonight. So if your head is spinning by the end, it's okay. Just want you to take a deep breath. And we're all just gonna soak it in tonight. So if a lot of this is things you're seeing for the first time, we are just exposing you to the tools and you do not have to digest it all tonight, but you may want to go back and watch this a couple times. So I am going to be covering the tools that are going to help you support your new customers and your team. I am going to show you how to stay organized. Who's excited?
I am.
Okay. And then Carrie is going to follow up and talk to you about and teach you all on how you can coach your customers, successfully coach them, and the tools for supporting your customers as well. So we are going to get started. And like I said, beware because I'm going to throw a lot of stuff your way. So the very first thing, I'm going to type it in the chat. So if you don't have your chat screen open, you hover over your screen, you'll be able to see it. And I will say it out loud for the people that are watching video as well. I'm going to share with you a tiny.cc that you're going to use for you. This is for you as a leader. So this is not one that you're necessarily going to be sharing with your team, but this is for all of you to use to help you support your customers and your team as a leader. So there is the link. I don't want you to open it now, but just so you can see how it's spelled. It's tiny.cc/ISA team, and the I and the T in ISA team are capitalized. So I'm going to actually take you to that right now because I know you can all hardly stand your excitement. Okay, so here this is. We are now in that Evernote. So when you type in, how many of you are familiar with the tiny.cc welcome to ISA for the welcome note? Okay, so this is your tiny CC for you as a leader. Okay, and I have to say we are missing Teresa tonight. She is exactly where she needs to be for senior night tonight. So we missed her, but this is actually a tool that Teresa and Rachel Thomas and I worked together on to try to kind of put all those support materials that you're going to need all in one place. So when you just type in that link, tiny.cc, ICE team, it is going to bring you to this awesome, you're going to feel like the angels are singing, this awesome note with everything that you will need to support your new associate. Actually, we're going to clean this up a little bit. Rachel and I have it on our docket this week to change the wording around, because when we wrote this, everybody came on board as associates, but now they're customers. So this will say shortly how to support your new customers. But here you're going to see a checklist of everything you're going to do in order when you enroll a customer. Is this awesome or what? And then here I want you to notice at the bottom of the note, if you ever forget, well, if you forget, you're not going to be able to find the note. But there's the tiny CC for this note. That's the quick link to this note. So if you want to save that somewhere, make sure you save it. So here you see, support your new customer. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to send them a welcome note. We're going to go through that in a little more detail in a little bit. The second thing you're going to do, you're going to announce them on the Facebook Cleanse Coaching page. So for us, I believe that's Inspiring Lifestyle that most of us are using, or whatever Cleanse Coaching page that you're using, and get permission to use their photo. Then you're going to add them to your Leaders Biz page. So I know Carrie, I believe, has one. Teresa has one, and we also have one. So you want to make sure you're adding every single customer into that biz page, even if you don't think they're going to do the business. Remember when we said, sharing with 1 or 2 friends isn't doing the business, it's just being a good friend. So you want to add them in there because they will go in there. First of all, I like them because it's a smaller community, right? Get to know each other a little bit better, but they'll start to see things, and other than just product. So you never know how that could, excite somebody to want to do more. Then you're going to share what the first 14 days is going to look like, and we'll go into that in more detail as well. Then we have launching your new customer to success, which I'm going to click on that link in a second, and then dream big. So the dream big link really is when you have someone that really towards the end of their 30 days or whenever is really wanting more, that's going to take you right there. So I'm going to go through a couple of these really just quickly to kind of show you. So I'm sure you're all familiar with the welcome note. If you click this link in this note, it's going to take you right to the note. Right? Is everybody familiar with this? Mm-hmm. Yay! You all get a gold star. So we all know about the links and all that stuff. And I guess I will cover this. Do you want me to talk about this real quick, Carrie, about what to say when you give it to them, or are you covering that in your section?
I did make like a little, I recopied a text and put it in an Evernote thing that it'll just kind of say, it just refers to this. And I told them to focus on the getting started link when I'm sending it to somebody to get them started, but you can go through it if you want.
Okay. Just, this is something that I usually typically send right as I'm enrolling somebody. So if I'm sitting at a tasting and there are people right there, I text it to them right there and we open it up together. If they are on the phone with me, I text it to them and ask them if they will open it up on their phone and go over it. I don't go over the whole thing, but like Carrie said, really you just want to lightly cover that getting started link. So I have them open it up. I talk to them about, all of this information. I just tell them it's a lot of information. We don't expect you to digest it right now. We're actually going to go through it over the next, several weeks. So save this in a good spot. Don't delete the text or the email. But I do have them open up this link and I walk them through that. And I show them how there's all the products that came in their pack. There's some of our favorite products that weren't in the pack. And then I do ask them to read these 2 links down here while they're waiting for their products to arrive, just so they can be aware that what symptoms of detox might look like. Doesn't mean they'll have them, so we don't want to scare them because not everybody does. And then those frequently asked questions. So I do quickly go over that with them. And then I reference too that I don't have them click on everything, but I do reference this link and encourage them to be joining the Ice Body Challenge also while they're waiting for their products. So again, We talked last week, we heard or learned all about text replacement. So I really encourage you all to create a text replacement with that welcome note. So you could type whatever you want. You can type for your text replacement like, welcome to our Isagenix family. You know, I have something, you know, a little blurb about just save this. It's a lot of information we'll cover in the next couple weeks. And then have that tiny.cc welcome to ISA. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so there's your welcome note. And like I said, this is just a very general checklist of, oh my goodness, what do I do first? But this that I'm going to click on here, this launching, when you click that, that's going to take you to some more information that is fantabulous. So this little note right here has the simple new associate form, which I'm going to show you that in 1 second. But you've also got here just some training. So here's a podcast by Susan Sly, and there's a training by Lindsay Wynia. So if you feel like as a leader you want more training on how to support your new customers, it's right there for you in this note. You can also, you know, share that with leaders that you're starting to build on your team. And I also want to draw your attention to this. Anybody need help staying organized? Evernote, which is what we're using right here for the welcome note and this ISA team note, is an incredible, incredible app that stays on your phone, also on your desktop, that can really help you stay extremely organized in Isagenix. And what I love about using Evernote is that you're not tied to your desktop or your phone. You can share this information from anywhere. So if you're out of town and you don't have your computer, you can send information to people from your phone. So it's a great way to stay organized. So if you are curious about Evernote and want to learn more, this link right here will take you to a training course that you can take all on Evernote. And it really rocked my world when I got to learn the basics of Evernote. But what I really want to talk to you about is the simple new associate form. So this is a form that, again, Rachel and I are going to clean this up just a little bit. So parts of it are going to look a little bit different, but this is what I print out, and it will print front and back on one piece of paper, front and back. So it's not a lot of pages because, you know, I've seen them out there that are like 10 pages long, and that's just too overwhelming for me. So we kind of condensed it down. So I just print a bunch of these off, and this is where you can keep all of their information: name, phone number, start date, you know, date of your first contact, what pack they started with, their auto ship date. And then here is where you can check off all the things that you're going to do to help them get off to a successful start. And Carrie's going to go into more of those as we go along. But like we just went over the welcome note. So the date you send them the welcome note, you write in the date right there, so you know you sent it to them. Same thing, when you welcome them in the Cleanse coaching page, write the date there so you know you did it. If they've enrolled in the ISA Body Challenge, write that there. So all this information is right there. And we're actually going to update this a little bit. This all down here, if you open this, we're going to clean it up a little bit. But we're going to give you, it'll have a spot here that you can use. Actually, print this page out. This is what I do. I print it out for all my leads. So when I start talking to a lead about their health, whatever, you know, having those conversations with them, I'm actually taking notes right on this page from here down. This will look a little bit different in a day or two. But then once they enroll, it turns into their associate form. So I have all this checklist area, and then there'll be room on the back that you can take notes as you're Cleanse coaching over the next month or so and following up with your customers. So does that sound like a good tool?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, in here, you can print it out and use hard copies. But if you're in Evernote, each of these is actually a link that takes you to things, right? So I know you're going to talk about the Unpack the Pack call and all that, but all of your links are right here. As you know, if you're like, what is this I'm supposed to do? Unpack the Pack, click right there. It'll take you right to it. That's Rachel, who's very smart. Put in all these hyperlinks. I love it. So there's your new associate checklist. So you want to have one of those for every single person you enroll, okay? And then here is how to stay. Now let's talk a little bit about how we're going to stay. Hold on. Let me go back to stop share. How we're going to stay organized, okay? Let me see something here. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why. I'm seeing Carrie and not me. I was hoping. Do you see me big or do you see Carrie big?
I see you big.
You see me big. Okay. I just want to make sure. Not that I want you to see me. That's not the point. I want you to see what I'm getting ready to hold up. Okay. So now we know about the new associate form. So I print off a bunch of them and I keep them in a binder. So I'm going to teach you what I use for my system to stay organized. You may come up with your own system. You may want to use a system on your phone. You may want to use, a different system. I'm real cutting edge. I use a binder. You're so impressed, I know. So I just have a 3-ring binder, okay? I have a little mini vision board right here, so that keeps me focused on my happy stuff. And then inside the binder, I keep blank, simple new associate forms right here. And then let me see if I can, I feel like I want to hear everybody. So if you have background noise, just mute yourself because I don't like having everybody muted. So if you know there's background noise, go ahead and mute. So what's the first thing that you see there? What's that tool?
Power Hour.
It's the Power Hour. So you print it off, you put it in the front of your notebook, and there you have it. So when you have pockets of time to work your business, you flip it open. There's your Power Hour staring you right there so you can see what you need to focus on and check off. The next thing that I have, which Carrie's going to be covering this, I keep a copy of the pack script. I have it in a little sheet protector. So it's right there. And she's going to be going over, and showing you this. But it's right there, handy. So every time I do an Unpack the Pack call, it's right there and it's handy. Then what I have is all of my new associate forms. So the newest enrolled goes right on the top, okay? Some of you out there may come up with a much better system, but to me, this is what I like. So every single person I have enrolled is in this binder that is still active and using products. They're in this binder, starting from the newest enrolled all the way back to, first enrolled. The reason I like it in that order is that helps me know your newest people are right there on top, and that's usually who you're going to be in touch with a lot in the first, couple weeks. So I do like that. So it's all in there. And then in my back pocket, I keep lots of copies of the Power Hour. So everything is right here. This is kind of like my little support on the go. So if I have to go, if I'm going out of town or if I'm going on a trip, I can take this with me. It's super easy. This is all I need. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Who's excited? Who gets excited about silly stuff like this? It's the little things in life, okay? So let me just share a little bit with you about kind of how I use this folder. And I know Carrie's going to support what I'm talking about, but she asked for me to share with you, she's like, Cindy, she goes, you really have a lot of retention with your customers. So she really wanted me to share kind of how that is. And I really think, truthfully, it is, I know this sounds so simple, but this is what helps me. So if this is not your what works in your brain, you will find what works for you. But if this is something that helps somebody and you don't have to figure it out on your own, great. So this is how I use this. So obviously you've got your newly enrolled people right on top, and you're going to be in touch with them, like Carrie's going to talk about, a lot with them in their first couple weeks, right? A lot of times you're going to be talking to them almost every single day. So I'm constantly flipping through here, and as I'm talking, I take notes on here. So, as I'm cleanse coaching, I'm recording. Like just today, somebody called and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I just took my measurements and this is how much, I lost 18 pounds of blah. So I ran and I got my form and I wrote it down because that's exciting. Like you want to know that. You want to have their progress on there, right? Take notes. Take notes on there about I know their pet names, their kid name, their kids' names, their spouse's names. So you have that personal information on there. And I want to throw in one more thing. This doesn't just have to be your personally enrolled. As you start to build your team and as your people start enrolling, you don't necessarily want to leave that cleanse coaching of their first 1 or 2 people up to them because they may not be comfortable. So some of these forms that I have in here are for my team members, people that are new. So you can keep that in there as well. Because honestly, the more that you can support your people's people in the beginning or initially, it's really going to help them grow. And that's really what we're all about, right? We want to serve others. That's the best way that you can serve your brand new consultants is really by helping them cleanse coach their first couple people because, doing 3-way calls with them, it's not only helping support their first customers, but it's also helping modeling to them and teaching them how to be a good cleanse coach. So what I do, so obviously the new people, that's easy. But remember this power hour, your checklist. We all had you look at it and learn it last week. So one of the things in there is customer care. Okay, that's one of your sections that you should be touching on every day. So when you have a couple minutes, pockets of time in your day, flip back through your pages and I will look and see, okay, who have I not talked to in a while? Because remember I said I'm taking notes. So I date, the date and just write a little blurb. Either I message them or I send them a text or we got to talk or whatever it is. I'm keeping track so that periodically I'm flipping through here and I'm like, okay, wait, I haven't talked to her in a while. Oh, I haven't talked to him in a while. Let me reach out and touch base with them. So it is invaluable for you to keep this right here because if you don't, just like we talked about last week with the card file or whatever, how your leads will fall through the cracks, your customers will start falling through the cracks. And if your customers don't feel supported, they are going to fall through the cracks. It's real easy to just quit using the system when you don't feel like you have any accountability to anybody or any support, right? So that's it. That's my big exciting thing. So Carrie, I feel like I just threw a lot of stuff at them. Did I? Are you okay?
No, I think that's awesome. I'm gonna add while you just brought up a really good point. We enroll our own people, but as we do grow, we do have further down line, brand new people who are excited and share right away and haven't necessarily finished out a cleanse day or even gotten started themselves. And so for me, what I have found that has worked is I try to friend request those new people and I will 3-way via Facebook Messenger with them or 3-way text or both. That way the new person that's getting started is also with the other new person and I'm kind of doing the same thing for both of them. And so it's really important because when people feel like they can't share until they already have all this information, but they don't have to have all that information because they have us. And so knowing your resources is huge. Because there have been several people in my team that really enrolled 2 people before they ever even got their box. And so they are not equipped to coach or share. And so it's been really helpful to do it that way. So get creative in however you would be coaching somebody, throw it where it's like a 3-way thing or a 4-way or however. And that way they see how it's done because the whole point of this business being easy is being duplicatable. And so if they see what you do, then they can turn around and do it for others as well, which is awesome.
And I just realized, can I go back to my share screen real quick and wrap this up? I'm so sorry. See, I got like squirrel.
No, you're fine.
Talking about my notebook. Hold on. So I wanted to go back to this. Move you guys over here. So simple new associate form, talked about the training there. And let me go back here and see what else. So that's launching your new associate to success. And then this last one, I just wanted to reference this dream big. How do I do this as a business? So when you have somebody who's excited to learn more, I love this. This has got all your tools right here. Go to isagenixbusiness.com, click start here, healthy mind and body, Ice Body Challenge, learn the compensation plan. Here's a great training from Kathy Coover. And then here are all the tools right here as a reference that you can use to support your team. So when they have product questions, you send them to iceproduct.com. When they have health questions, Ice Health. When you want to share a movie, it's right there. Training, Isagenix Business, it's all right there. So I think this is a fantabulous little note. Like I said, tinycc/IsaTeam. And, we designed that really to help you guys as leaders and as you start to grow and share. So I hope you find it useful. And like I said, I know it seems like a lot, kind of covered it lightly, but, over the next week or so, just go in and play around with it. Like click and familiarize yourself with it because it's an awesome tool. Okay.
Really awesome.
Turn it over to you.
All right, so I'm going to try and share screen as well. Let's see if I can get this right here. And let's see. Can you see this, the first 14 days screen?
Yes, ma'am.
You can? Okay. Let me see if I can make it bigger. How do I do that?
Here is.
Can you see?
I can see it, but I can see all of your stuff to the left there.
I know. How do I get rid of that?
Hold on. Click on that note.
This one right here?
Like where it says first 14 days to the left, that little square. Double click that.
Which square? This one?
Nope. Your one that's highlighted that says first 14 days, that's the note you're in.
Yeah.
See the number 6. There you go.
Is that better?
Go. Hold on.
All right, now let's make it go bigger. Oh, wow, that's huge. Can you see it?
No. Go. Hold on. There was somebody on here the other day that helped me do this. She was like, and now all I see is gray.
You just went outside.
All right. Bring your shared window to the front. Zoom share.
Wow.
Did it come up?
It did, but you're only seeing a little bit of it because I can see your background. So you need to expand that. There you go.
Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay. So I'll try and go through this kind of quickly. So what I typically do, I do exactly what Cindy said. I send somebody the welcome text right away, and I send them this shake schedule. And this can be found in, I made this a long while back because I felt like it was more concise than the one that shows up in the little book that we get, the Simple Guide to Healthier You. So if you look at hashtag shake schedule in Inspiring Lifestyle or in the biz page, it's in there. But I'll send this to people so that they can kind of get familiar with what the names of the products are so that they look at that before they go through their box and kind of match them up. And when we do the open the box call, it makes a little bit more sense to them because they can kind of match up what they're expected to do in that, that first day. And of course, we're focusing on shake days first instead of cleanse days. So I will go through that in just a second. So my text message looks kind of like this. Hi, friend. I'm so excited to help you reach your health goals. Here's the welcome text I told you about. Read through it, especially the getting started link, and start cleaning out your pantry of unhealthy snacks while you're waiting for your box to arrive. And I'll have here to access your account, go to isagenixbackoffice.com, your username, your password, and when their next order is due. And I'll tell them, we usually talk to them about the IsaBody Challenge when I enroll them anyway. And if I have the ability to be with them during the enrollment process, I'll go ahead and take their pictures right then and there. And when I put their enrollment in, I'll just go ahead and enter them in the IsaBody Challenge to try to lighten their load a little bit. So that's a text message that I send right away to everybody to get them started. Since I'm on this screen, I'll just kind of show you, these are some of the things that I will send as motivation as they're getting started throughout the next couple of weeks. So I just start saving little pictures that I, find along the way. I typically, the first one I'll send to people is this one: may the next few months be a period of magnificent transformation. There's a lot of background noise. Is there? That way people, can get inspired that the next few months are going to be an awesome transformation. So these are just some things that, you may have seen along the way that have encouraged you. On cleanse days, I'll typically send them one of these guys just to get them in the happy mode for cleanse day. And I'm going out of order, but I'm just trying to show you some of the things I save on my phone, I'm learning to save on Evernote, thanks to Cindy. And I'll send them this when it gets closer to the time, the cleanse day schedule. And then typically at some point during the cleanse day, when they're feeling snarky about not having snacks, I'll tell them that I'll send them this picture. I save it just because it makes me laugh every time. So that's just some pictures there. So I'm going to get out of that, and I wanted to show you guys kind of in order what I do with like the out-of-box call. And let me go back to that. All right, how do I go back to my Evernote? My original one. New share. Bear with me, y'all. Cindy, do you know how to go back to so I got this one up and big. How do I make this one go away to make the other one come up?
If you try hitting your escape button on your...
All right, that didn't work. Let me see if I can do a new Evernote here. Sorry, bear with me as I'm trying to... I want my...
Hold on, I just accidentally muted you. Hold on. Okay, now we can hear you.
I'm trying to... Darn, so the one that I really want, I can't access right now. Let's see, file. I had them both up. I'm sorry. I don't want to take up too much time.
You're fine. We're good on time.
So I have Evernote.
Can you go to your desktop? Because it might be on, maybe they're open on there. All I'm seeing is the Zoom screen. There we go.
That's my daughter's college application. Oh my goodness. I should have pulled the other one up first. I was thinking I was going to get the picture one done, but the other one had more of the information. So edit view. Okay. Gosh, guys. I'm not sure what to do about that.
Try that Zoom screen. Can you hit the X? Not the X, but the minus. Now minus that.
Darn, I don't know where it went. It won't let me pull up Evernote again. Is that strange?
That is strange.
First notebook. Let's see if it's... Oh, wait, here it goes. Okay.
Yay!
All right, do you see anything?
Yeah, we can see your new enrollment.
All right, let's see. I'll make that one bigger. Make this one bigger. All right, do you have that?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll kind of go through a little bit. So you've enrolled a new person. Yay. What do we do? So when I do a welcome call, so I'll send that welcome text I'll send them that shake schedule, and I'll tell them to, clean out their pantry and then give me a call when you get your box. And that box, you have to remember when you guys got your box that it can be so overwhelming. So I always tell them, put all the cleanse stuff off to the side. So I tell them that Cleanse for Life, the snacks, and even the Ice of Delights, I kind of push them off to the side. And so I just walk them through a typical shake day and tell them what each what each of the products are and how to use it. How are we doing on time here? So, I'll talk to them about the vitamins briefly, when to have them. For Ionix, I want them to know, when to have it, which is at any point throughout the day. I would tell them that it could be done in the various forms, warm or as a shot or in the shake, and that if they tend to be snackers in the evening time, I really encourage people to have their Ionix at night, because it kind of gives them something to do after dinner if they're used to snacking. So that's something that I'll tell people. The Accelerator, I remind them they should always have food on their stomach for that. And I remind them what it is. I teach them how to make a shake. And so knowing that everybody's going to take 4 or 5 shakes before they figure out exactly their favorite combination, but I do talk to them about how to make a shake. I go over healthy snack ideas, and so many people do not realize what a protein is or a carbohydrate is or snack ideas. And so I refer them to different snacks. I tell them like an apple and string cheese is great, or some hummus and vegetables, or I'll refer them back to Inspiring Lifestyle for snack ideas, or back to the Welcome Note for snack ideas. I just want them to know where to find their resources. I'll talk to them about a typical dinner. I'll talk to them about their vitamins at that point and their Isoflush. And I talk to them a little bit about their bathroom habits, what to expect that first couple of days. For myself, I had some loose stools the first couple of days, so I like to prepare people for that. I don't talk about detox symptoms when I'm enrolling somebody. I had somebody ask me, why don't we share everything that could potentially they could experience, when we go do these health and wellness events. And the reason for that is you don't want to freak people out, because not everybody does have big detox symptoms. So you want to be giving them enough information for them to make a decision, knowing that you're going to be supporting them all along the way. But if you give them too much too soon, they don't retain it. So really what they're looking for is, can you help me? And is this going to work for me? And the answer is always yes for that. So then when they get their box, you can really go through everything and remind them what these products are. And remember, with having everything written down, like Cindy said, you've already taken notes on what their goals are. You're going to want to be referring back to those goals when you're talking about the products, making sure that they know that certain products are going to be really important for them to reach their goal. Then I talked to them about the IsaBody Challenge. I definitely try to get them set up for that as soon as possible and let them know about the $200 in free products. So like I said, I have taken more pictures in the Starbucks bathroom than I guarantee. I should probably get like a free coffee for every time I do that. But in any case, I try to do that to help them out as much as possible. I think it's important to try to take some of the extra responsibility off of them starting something new by helping them out to do that. Again, like Cindy said, tag them in the 14-day talk and detox symptoms in Inspiring Lifestyle. Make sure to welcome them onto the Inspiring Lifestyle page within 24 to 48 hours at the very longest. Don't go beyond that. And the reason for that, I learned in a call, was people will go through a buyer's remorse and they'll really wonder, like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But when you welcome them on that page, our community is so amazing that once they see that they're going to be supported and cared about and that people are welcoming them, it gives them this peace that they've got a team that's cheering them on, which is so important. Add them to the business pages. Never prejudge when somebody says they don't want to share. They can always change their minds. And our goal is to give them an amazing product experience, so it'll become natural for them to share. But you do want to ask them that magic question of, when somebody starts noticing, what would you, would you be willing to get your products paid for, or would you want me to, take care of them like they're my own, or, what would you like to accomplish in terms of financial goals? And I've gotten to where I've really made it very simple for people when it comes time to share. I'll just say, if you just know 2 people that start with the same pack that you did, you would earn $370. Would that be of value to you? And I make it so simple that here's what's in it for you. You share with 2 friends and $370 comes your way. Who would want to say no to that? So this is part of that Open the Box call, is just so you know, people are going to ask. And I let them know that Inspiring Lifestyle page is their page now as well, and let them know that they're allowed to add people to that page so that they're building their support system as well. So then going through everything, this is actually silly. I'm going to come out of this one. This is actually not even the one I wanted to share. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like losing it today. Cleanse coaching. Okay. All right. Is this one showing up okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then going through that tip, and this is small print, I'm sorry. So day 1, I do the text. I check in via text every day with everyone, and I like to have a conversation with people every 3 to 4-ish days. For me, my detox symptoms were the strongest on the 3rd day, so I really like to talk to them on day 3 or 4 and just kind of troubleshoot with them and see, if there's any issues that we can go through together and find out how they're really doing. Through text message, people will say, "Oh, I'm fine," and then when you talk to them, you may find out that they're not having snacks or they're not doing their ionics, and it's great to just check in. Continue to send them encouraging words or transformation photos. I keep a before and after album so that if somebody, is struggling, I'll send them something for inspiration to keep them on track. Once I get to about day 5 to 7, I do send them the cleanse day schedule, and I have them look over that and decide when a good day to do that is. And when I do that, I usually tag them in the cleanse cocktail video and some cleanse day tips, and I want to have a conversation with them before cleanse day. So I'll remind them about snacks and hydration. On day 8 might be the cleanse day, so I check in and I encourage them throughout the day to make sure they're drinking and having snacks. I do a post-cleanse check-in to see how they feel. Usually by about 12 days to 2 weeks, I follow up. I'm still checking in daily with a text message and the phone calls every 3 to 4. But once I get to like the 2.5, 3 week mark, I start asking them about auto ship. Have they gotten in there and looked at their auto ship? And when they start sharing the victories that they've had, I'll say to them, wow, so you're sleeping better, your clothes fit better, and you have better energy. Like, has anyone noticed? And, and then I'll remind them, remember, just sharing with 2 people, with the same pack that you did, that would earn, you would earn $370. So I make that an important part of it as well, just so that they can be reminded that it's not doing a business, it's literally sharing with 2 people. And by that time, a lot of times people have already been approached and asked, what they're doing. And then after 3 to 4 weeks, I may check in a couple times a week via text, and then I back it off after that first month. It used to be that I was taught very early on, you stay tight that first 2 weeks and back off. But in a recent training, I have heard that it's really better to really kind of stay tight with them the first 30 days. And so that's what I've been doing in the last month or so. And I feel like I've had some better response with that. Let me shut that down. Is that too much information coming at you all at one time?
Hold on. They're all.
No, it's good stuff.
Oh, good. You can hear.
Okay. So keep in mind, we do have the resources, so try to make people aware of the resources to seek those out to help them. But I did.
Hold on, Carrie. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Is there anything I'm missing, Cindy? I know I was flying through that information.
We were going to show them the Unpack the Pack script. I can pull that up if you don't have it handy. It's in that ISA team.
Yeah, if you can pull it, since I'm struggling with the sharing part.
You come out of stop share.
Okay, sorry.
There we go.
Sorry.
You're fine. Okay, so when you click on, we're back to that Isoteam. When you, just so you'll know where to find these things. Simple new associate form. Remember I said all the links are in here of what you're going to do with them. So here is one. It's the Unpack the Pack call. There it is. It's the whole script. So what I encourage you to do is print off a copy of this and keep it in your binder or wherever, handy, so that you'll have it when you do that open the box call that Carrie talked about. So this just tells you everything, and you can add to this. I mean, you may have some great insight on products that you want, to go over with them. But like Carrie had talked about, having them separate out their cleanse day products and pushing them to the side because they're not going to need those right away. So, I generally have them, you're talking about 3 piles of products, and it goes through all of it for you. There's products they're going to use every day. There's products they're only using on their shake day, and then products they're only using on their cleanse day. But these 2 at the bottom, actually, I feel like we need another category. We need like a swing product. So Lisa Simonetta actually taught me that. I thought that was a great little tip because those really are IsoDelights and eShots. They can use those any day, and those are a great.
Yeah, and I do let people know, the first sign of detox is often a headache. And so I will tell them, use those eShots for that. Start out with a half or have a whole one. And then the IsoDelights, I do like to ask people, what do you see as the biggest obstacle that will get in your way? And a lot of times they'll say, it's something pertaining to snacking. And so when I know that they like salty snacks or sweet snacks, and I try to establish that before I place their order, that if they're not a sweet person and they're a salty person, then we're going to get them some whey thins right off the bat because we want to be setting them up for success. So let them tell you what their obstacles are, and that way you know how to help them overcome them before they're even getting started. And so, I've done many unpack the box calls while I'm driving. So if you don't have a sheet in front of you, I don't want you to overthink it. If you've been doing this, you're just walking through what a normal routine is for you, and try to make it as simple as possible so it's not confusing for them or for you. But it's just awesome to have the resources there to just kind of back you up and make sure that they get everything that they need. But yes, let them know they can have IsoDelights on shake days too. I lived on those for the first 2 weeks.
And I agree with Carrie. You will get very well versed in this, that you won't need a script. But it's nice as you're learning, and this makes it your job very duplicatable. So as you have people coming in, you can say, oh my goodness, we have this script. So when you're, having them on a 3-way call, send them the script so that they can read along what you're talking about. And I will say, I actually, on the Unpack the Pack call, everybody is different. We're just sharing what works for us, so you can decide what's going to work for you. But when I'm doing that Unpack the Pack call and I tell them, to set their cleanse products aside, I go ahead right then and there and we talk about when they want their first cleanse day to be. Because, we want them to do, usually, we recommend 5 shake days before their first cleanse day. So we kind of put our heads together and look at their calendar and try to figure out what would be a good first cleanse day for them, and I go ahead and schedule it out. That way I put it on my calendar so I know when it is, they know when it is, so I can give them that extra support. So that's just a good thing, I think, to add that in right there. And then you'll see you're going to go over this with them as well. So make sure you're going over that box and telling them what's in there. The measuring tape, we talk about how important it is to take their measurements. The catalog, that they can see everything. That Experience Isagenix book, I have them pull it out. We turn to page 15 where they can record their measurements, tells them, day 1, 8, 18, and 30. And then again, it takes people several times to hear things. So here you go again. You're going to talk about the IsoBody Challenge again on page 14. So if they haven't enrolled while they're waiting for their pack, you're going to touch base with them again on that, and Healthy Mind and Body as well. Okay? And then at the very end of that, you're going to ask them again, like Carrie said, you just keep asking. Say, oh my gosh, you're going to be feeling amazing in a few days. When that happens, people are going to notice, and we'll talk about how we can get you in the Eat for Free Club. So again, just you keep repeating things over and over again. So again, great tool for you. There's lots of different ways to do this. But again, we're sharing all these tools and then you decide what works for you.
Awesome.
So I don't know. I think that, I know what else we wanted to cover is a couple of the apps for recognition. Do you want me to talk about it or do you want to talk?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So supporting your customers and your team. So how many of you, hold on. I want to see everybody. How many of you like when you get recognized like on the team pages? When you get like fun kudos and stuff like that, okay? So they're great tools to use as you start enrolling people, when you welcome your first customer, things like that. A couple apps that are really great to use are Typorama. And again, you know how we had you load all of your Isagenix, I don't know if you won't be able to see my screen, but how we had you load your Isagenix into a little folder on your phone. I have a folder on my phone that's all of the apps that I use for recognition. Okay, so there's one called, and I think most of these are free. There may be one that's not. So I have WordDream. Typorama is my favorite. That one I use probably more than anything. There's PicCollage, PicJoiner. Those are really good apps to use. Like Carrie said, you're getting, when somebody enrolls, you can ask them, send me a selfie right when they start, or, like she's doing, their IsaBody pictures or whatever, have them send you a selfie right then and there. And then remember taking notes, ask them to tell you, give me 3 words that describe how you feel. So you've already got in that first conversation, the beginning of their first power post.
That's great.
So then in a couple weeks when they're like, after they've done their first cleanse and they feel amazing and their inflammation has started to go away, and say, do me a favor, take a picture, take a selfie and send it to me. And then you can use that PicJoiner or PicCollage, because you've now got both their pictures, you can put it side by side and then say, now tell me how you feel now. And they're going to tell you 3 words. And then guess what? You can put together their very first power post and send it to them and say, encourage them. Would you be willing to share? Because how many times have you asked somebody or, encouraged somebody, just do a power post. And then they don't do it because they're afraid or they're whatever. But sometimes just taking that little extra step of taking those pictures and putting in a PicCollage for them and then showing them. And a lot of times, when they see their face side by side, they're like, whoa, that really is a big difference. And it's really powerful. And then they're, I think, a lot more encouraged to share because there's their first post. And all they have to do is copy and paste it and it's done for them. And you and I all know when they start sharing like that, they're going to generate leads and then you're going to be able to help them enroll their first 2 customers. So Lumiere is another one. It's spelled Lumyer. If you ever see the ones that like have snow coming down and like fireworks, really fun. That's Lumiere. And then there's one called, and Canva is another. I also have in here a date stamper app. That's also a great app to teach your people to download. It's free, and they can use that when they're taking their IsaBody Challenge pictures because they don't have to hold up a newspaper. We do not get papers in our house, so there's no newspapers to hold up. So Date Stamper will stamp your pictures. And then I have Rhonna, RHONNA. If you're more like florally fancy, that's a really fun app that you can do all kind of fun stuff with too. That one I think I might have paid $4 for, I don't know, but tons of apps. So get a bunch of them on your phone, create a little notebook file for all of those because you're going to have so many customers come, that you're going to be enrolling that you want to be able to recognize and welcome them and, do fun things with that. So those are great tools to help support and cheer on your customers and your team. Okay. And I think we wanted to leave some time for questions. Carrie, go ahead. You hit ask.
I wanted to ask anybody, what are some common questions you're getting that maybe you feel stumped with when you're coaching somebody, or maybe some product questions that maybe you're not sure of that maybe we could help out with?
So I think you can unmute yourself. I unmuted most of you, but some of you are still. So questions?
Okay, please tell me. Okay, we're gonna own Hollywood's neighborhood. This time we're not.
Anybody?
Janie, do you have a question? No, she's just waving.
I was waving at kids.
I wasn't raising a hand. She was just waving. Nobody has questions?
Wow, y'all are rock stars. I always have questions.
Well, I am impressed. So if you think of questions, so we are going to leave our fast track group up. Even though this is our last night, we still have 2 little tiny bits of homework for you to do. So don't run away from us just yet. And it is, and we will post it in the page. We want you to watch. There's a Tracy O'Malley video, and it actually, the link to it is in that ISA team, but I'm going to post it in our group. It's Tracy O'Malley, and she's talking about her 14-day take. If you have background noise, if you could please mute yourself, that would be great.
All right. Shh.
And then we want you to print out the new associate checklist, but give me a couple days because I'm going to Rachel and I are going to be updating that. So if you print it out now, come back later in a couple days when it's updated a little more. We're going to print that out. And, you know, that group is there. You guys have done it. Everybody go like this. Put your hands up, 2 hands up, and now pat yourselves on the back. Yay! You guys did it. You have come through 6 weeks of training. You have done your homework. You have put in the time, and we are so incredibly proud of all of you. It has been so fun. Hi, now there's Debbie waving at me too. It has been so fun to come alongside all of you and just watch your excitement and your growth as you're, are you all laughing at my son in the background? He is actually holding up an Isagenix foam finger. That was from Celebration. They see you, buddy. That's Hayden. He's so funny. But it's been really fun to be working alongside all of you. And we want you to still be engaged in that group because you guys have, had fun connecting along the way. So don't be afraid to still go in there and share your ahas. We will leave it up because it's, I think, got some really awesome resources in there for all of you. And I also want to encourage, we will be offering another fast track, probably more towards, the new year, but we really want to encourage each of you, take it again because you will learn every time you come through it. And I want to challenge each of you, not only to take the next one, but to bring a couple people along with you to take fast track with you. Won't that be fun?
Cindy.
Yes.
Rosalie asked the question in the chart looking for the different shake programs. Rosalie, we used to have a shake comparison where we compared all the different programs out there, and it turned out to be a non-compliant thing. So I did make, if you go to shake, hashtag shake comparison, I made one that has like a rainbow of food and it says why I chose Isagenix. And I used to try to know all the different kinds of things out there and be able to compare them. And what I've decided is the most responsible thing to do is just know what do we have to offer, and then you decide from there. And so the way I structured that was looking at, we do have clinical trials, we do have, Undenatured Way, and all of the wonderful things that make us different without necessarily bashing another product or anything like that, just basically giving information. So that's the approach that I would take when somebody is doing something different or they're asking. Just say, I'm not familiar with that one, but this is what we have to offer, and make sure that you're sourcing and all of that stuff, because people are so hungry for a solution that they'll put just about anything in their body without questioning it. And so that when beyond a shadow of a doubt what we have to offer is awesome, eating dinner? It'll build that trust and belief in people. Does that help?
Pork chops, noodles, and corn.
Awesome. You get to hear somebody's dinner plans. Yay! All right. Any other questions? You have. Oh, thank you, Debbie Gamble. She said you three have made a difference in her business. Motivation and accountability has changed her focus. That we have all been great and look forward to the next one and listening to these sessions again.
Awesome. You'll be teaching a session the next time, Debbie.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yes, you will. So any other questions before we go? I'm kind of sad. I'll miss you guys next Monday. Maybe I'll just be on Zoom and see if anybody wants to come visit me. All right. Well, let me stop recording, but thank you all so much. We appreciate all of you and all the time that you have invested. And, we're all still here to continue to link arms and support you along the way. So we're really, really proud of all of you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.